to Lustful Libations. I'm your host, Tumi, and today I got my girl, OhChante.
Hey.
So listen, today we're going to talk about toxic relationships and red flags. You know, sometimes when you're in a toxic relationship, it feels good sometimes, but then when they start hitting that mental, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my God, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. So we're gonna talk about some toxic situations.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Have you ever been in a toxic relationship? First off.
Yes, of course. We all have.
Of course. Nobody's perfect. You know, everybody has toxic traits and all that. So nobody's perfect. But I know I was in one. I call it a situationship. But he would say it was a relationship, but I didn't feel that way because I know how I want my man to treat me. You know what I'm saying? But it was like convenient because like we genuinely had a friendship before we went sexual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a thing, but yeah, it was very 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 toxic. Like, and he was like in the streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that played a part in it, and I was like, I can't deal. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, all or nothing, and I'm like, it's gonna be nothing, cause I'm cool. It took a lot, it took a toll on me, and I was messing with him for a long time, like 8 years, on and on. It took a lot. So yeah, I had to like disappear from social media, cut off all access. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to move on from him. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like block him, do the whole thing. Like, yeah.
Change my phone number. Like, I had moved and everything. Like, yeah. Cause he one of those, like, he gonna pop
He
up.
gonna find you.
Yeah.
He gonna knock on your door, knock on the window. I've been here.
He don't care who over there, who you talking to. You could have, you could have a little situation. He don't care. He don't go for it.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I've been in a toxic relationship before, but I feel like we were friends first. And I feel like I knew I was in a toxic relationship, but sometimes in the past I would make decisions whereas I would be selfish. So I know what I'm doing, I know what's going on, but it's something that I'm gaining from this relationship, whether it be sex, good dig, you giving me gifts, you giving me money, you doing this on the side. So I just feel like I was aware and I was in it. And I knew it was toxic from the beginning, and I was just waiting to where I got what I wanted to get before I ended it.
Right.
And I know that might sound bad, but I just feel like I'm self-aware, and I know what I'm doing. So it's like I put myself in that place. I don't want to say knowingly, I don't want to say unknowingly, but it was like I had something to gain from it, so I was okay with it because I was gaining something. And then once I was done, it's like, we're going to cut ties. I'm going to change my phone number. I'm going to block you and stuff like that. But it is hard when they know where you live at because, of course, they going to know where you live at because y'all done kicked it at your house and stuff like that. So it's like, don't come popping up at my house. Don't come knocking on my door, throwing rocks. I've had someone take my keys from me, like come to my job, start argument just so they could take my keys from me so that they can come into my house. And they know I didn't want them there.
That's some other level type shit. That's
next level. So I know
obsession type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. So when you hear the words like toxic relationship, like what's the first thing that come to mind? Because I think of like mental abuse or like manipulation. You know what I'm saying? So what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Possessive, gaslighting, manipulation is like the first red flag. For you to be very possessive and just not really, securing yourself. Get love bombing. You know what? I haven't been through much love bombing, but just for you to just not be secure in yourself where you have to. I'm not the type of person where I'm not doing the location thing. I'm not doing the phone checking thing. I'm not checking your phone and stuff like that. I feel like all people deserve a certain level of privacy. Right. So I'm not worried about checking your phone.
Right. And that's where boundaries come in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't respect boundaries. Not nowadays, especially guys. They're gonna
They
move how they
don't.
gonna want to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a red flag. And we gonna
Yes.
talk about those red flags. Um, do you think you have any toxic traits? Because I know I can. Like sometimes I can be a little controlling, but at the same time, I feel like because I'm an Aries and we natural born leaders, I feel like that's just me and my sign. I'm a fire sign. So
Mhm.
yeah, I can't let you lead me blindly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try and take control and lead us to where things. But that can be something that I need to work on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that comes like trust issues. I feel like what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So that's something I need to work on. Like once I get out and start dating again. But yeah, that's my toxic trait.
That's an interesting one. I feel like I can identify where you coming from with that because I'm a natural born leader, so I will
Mm-hmm.
take the lead. But I feel like sometimes a lot of women fail in relationships because they don't allow a man to take the lead,
Mm-hmm.
and they make one mistake, and we just go ahead and we drive the boat from there.
Right.
We don't really allow them to recuperate and regain, their stance in a relationship. So I feel like I identify with that. Also, I feel like maybe my eyes is like giving like the silent treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Like once we've talked about things like so many times, or I've said something to you so many times, like I go silent.
Right.
So I feel like that can also be like a manipulation tactic, like the silent treatment type things. And I do feel like that's kind of like toxic. Um, that's where I'm at now. And before in the past, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit different in the past, but it came from my first relationship. Like it was abusive.
Okay.
And we were fighting. And I say we were fighting, even though he was the aggressor, like I fight back, but I feel like I kind of took that into like one relationship because you know how they say abusers become abusers. I took that into one relationship and I never did it again. I did not like who I was, what I was becoming, like what I've shown that day, and I never did it again. Never.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when you have to come out of character and all of that, like I feel like I can't deal with you. I don't want you.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to come out of character with somebody that that's my partner that I'm in love with. It shouldn't be like that.
Right, to get you to understand what I'm saying. And I'm very big on communication. Like, even if it's just like the simplest things, like, okay, say we were supposed to go somewhere, we have a time set, and like you're not communicating. Oh, well, I'm doing this, I'm gonna be running late. You just kind of like leave me dry. Like, I'm big on communication. Like, let me know.
And not just communication, but transparency.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be transparent with me. Like, and I'm the type, like, I'm an overthinker. So, like, you have to reassure me. You know what I'm saying? And not just through words, like, physically, like, show me.
Right, through actions. That's the biggest one. Yeah.
What's a toxic trait that in the past or present that triggers you? That a past or present partner had? Like, it could be anything. Cause I think mine was like anger, like dudes with anger issues. Like
I was just gonna say that over aggression.
Yes.
I can't deal with that. Like raising your voice over any little thing. Like I cannot deal with that.
Yeah.
So that's my aggression.
Yeah,
I can't.
Talk to me nice. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because you won't get places with that. Like, we won't be able to have a conversation. Like, let's be able to talk like adults. Like, I don't want to have to be yelling at you unless it's worth it.
Listen, I don't like to raise my voice because then I want to, start getting violent.
Right.
I don't want to.
That's what it leads to. That's what it leads to. It leads to other actions.
Yeah. Let's have a conversation and listen to understand and not trying to listen to argue.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't listen to respond.
So, how would you end a toxic relationship? Like I said, like my thing is I would cut off all access, but sometimes sometimes I need closure. So I would try and have a conversation, but I feel like if it was like too toxic, I just you know, just cut it off. Like,
Okay. When it comes to certain things like that, I am going, like me, I have to express myself. I feel like I'm doing a disservice to myself if I'm not expressing myself, and I'm no longer containing that part of me. So I'm going to say what I need to say. So I'm going to tell you what I need to say, and then I'm going to let you know the actions behind it. This is what you did. This is what I don't like. This is what I can't handle. I'm not really looking to give you the space to understand or respond. Because at this point in time, I'm ending all communication. So I'm going to say what I need to say. It's not going to be in person because I don't deal with that. I don't know what you're going to do. It's going to be through a text. I'm going to say what I need to say, and then I'm going to block you from all avenues. And please try me when it comes to like anything else showing up in my house, stuff like that. Like I don't play like that. Don't do that.
That's that weird shit. Like I'm cool on that. Like that when you go to that type of level, like that's like you're obsessed. You know what I'm saying? If you can't just take it for what it is, like something is wrong with you. Yeah.
I feel like that for sure.
Yeah. So, y'all, this is where we do our trivia.
Okay.
So I got your drink.
And you don't got me no straw. Like she wants me to suck the dick. Raw. Like what?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm into
it's okay. I'll do it today for you. I'll do it today for you.
Listen, I've sucked it plenty. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do a little trivia. So I hope y'all got y'all drinks. Y'all know how we do our Lustful Libations trivia. Okay. So we're gonna do a trivia, some trivia. It is a multiple choice.
Okay.
We're gonna see how much you know about toxic relationships.
Okay.
So, in a toxic relationship, right? These are your 4 options. A couple gets into agreement sometimes. A friend goes out of their way to make you feel good about yourself. You could feel extremely happy one day and utterly devastated the next. You have different interests than your partner.
I don't understand the question.
So
you know what? I think I do understand the question. I feel like arguments, not to cut you off, I feel like arguments are a part of relationships. Like we're gonna go through differences and stuff like that. But I do feel like a friend going out of their way, that could become toxic because it's like they're sacrificing themselves. And sometimes that person may not be deserving or appreciative of it, and they're not seeing that like I'm going out of my way to do this and the third. So I do feel like that's a toxic relationship.
So they say a toxic relationship is when you feel extremely happy one day and utterly devastated the next.
And that's true too. Maybe I should have listened all the way through. Yeah. I mean, I feel like,
but it don't listen. So I got these questions from just researching, and this is how they set it up.
Okay.
So I'm just
we gonna go
listen. It's like a test. I've taken it, and I'll tell you what they said my toxic trait was.
Okay.
A toxic relationship only exists between 2 people who are romantically involved. True or false?
False.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be family, friends, co-workers. It can be a lot of different variations.
Baby, because sometimes family, you got to cut them off.
Girl told me about that. Because your ass get cut off real quick with me. Like, I'm in that stage where I don't have time.
Listen, you will become my mother's niece real quick. Which of the following could be a sign of toxic behavior? Making you feel bad for spending time with other people. Looking at your phone to see who you've been texting. Making you do things you don't want to do. All the above.
I was just thinking before you said it, all of the above, baby. All of the above.
Yes.
It's all not right.
Yes. I'm too strong of a woman. You're not about to make me do something that I don't want to do.
Right.
Like, that's not going to happen with me. Like, my phone, I don't care. Check my phone. Feel free. Be ready for what you're going to see in there. You know what I'm
I can see
saying?
that
If
too.
I have
I can
something
see
going
that
on, be
too.
ready for it, you know.
But also, like, I don't know, people might think I'm
because-
sneaky because I don't do that phone stuff.
Mhm.
Like, if I give you my phone and you're looking at something, okay, like, I'm open like that. But just checking my phone because you want to, or you want to do, like, a little check, a wellness check, or see how things going on my end. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Like, I'm not.
So, in my toxic relationship that I had, he was like that. Like, oh, let me see. Okay. But I know what I was doing. But I was honest. Like, I tell you, hey, this is what I got going on. Because when we break up, we breaking up for like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. You know what I'm saying? So I got emotion.
So like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't get mad.
And I'm pretty sure he did too. He's a man. So.
Yep. Okay. Which of the following could be a sign of toxic behavior as well? Constant sending you messages, even when you're busy, making plans with you at a time that works for you both. Well, making plans in there. Okay. Asking you how you are at the end of the day, or none of the above. That don't make sense. Yeah.
Can I hear 1 and 2 again?
Constantly sending you messages even when you're busy, making plans with you at a time that works for you both.
Number 1. A.
Because I feel like if you call me and I don't answer my phone, apparently I'm doing something. I don't need you to follow up and text multiple times to see, what I got going on. I'll get to you when I can.
And that's a pet peeve of mine, like, especially when you grow to know me and you know my schedule. I've told you my schedule. Okay, I'll work this time to this time. And this is a pet peeve. Like, don't hit me up while I'm at work. You know what I'm doing. Like, certain things, if I say I'm going somewhere, I'm doing something, I'm with the homegirl, I'm on a podcast. Like, don't be blowing my phone up because you know what's going on.
Right. I don't know what's it's just a mind thing, something in the water or something. Cause man, like they could be very. I feel like that's like a controlling mechanism. Like
yes,
text multiple times and see what I got going on. This is gonna be the last one. If someone is always jealous of your other friends and tells you not to spend time with them, this means what? They just care about you. They just want to be involved. They want to have control over you. They just haven't gotten to know them.
They want to have control over you. And who you talk to, who you speak with, what type of friends you hang out with, and so forth.
Yes.
It's an insecurity.
Big time. I can't stand insecure men. I feel like that's weak. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's weak. I don't have time to deal with your insecurities. Don't come to me broken. Like fix you. Come to me healed. You know what
That's how I feel. And I love a growing spirit because I'm constantly growing. So I want a man who's going to grow. We're going to continue to grow. We're not perfect. But one thing I'm not doing at my age, I'm not about to pick you up and put you together. That's not what I'm doing. So come ready for what you want. Come ready for me and what I told you I want.
Right.
Because I'm not doing all that. But I want to grow with you. I want to grow with you. I want to learn new things with you. But I'm not piecing you back together from the last relationship, from your family trauma, from your mama, from your daddy. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So, like, when you get with certain women, come ready.
Right.
Especially if you know what they want.
I feel you 100%. So we're going to get into, like, these red flags. Like, although red flags and toxic relationships, like, are kind of like one and the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we're gonna talk about these red flags. So what's a red flag for you?
A red flag for me is when I see you like in your daily life disrespecting women or having a problem disrespecting women. That's a red flag. Like you don't have a good relationship with your mom. That's a red flag. If you're always hanging out with your friends, that's a red flag because I feel like you have no self-identity. You don't know how to be alone. You don't know how to like conduct within yourself. You can't keep a stable job. That's a red flag. You have a roommate or you're like living in your mom's basement. Like you really don't have like a stability in your place to stay. That's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
You're insecure. That's
Yeah,
a red
yeah,
flag. You compare yourself
inconsistent.
to me. That's
Yes.
a red flag. I don't want to be in
Mm-hmm.
competition with my man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want a
Mm-hmm.
man who's going to be jealous of me, of what I'm
Yes. Ooh,
conquering,
that's
and
a
what
big
I'm.
one. Yes,
Yes.
jealousy.
I don't do
Yes.
jealousy within a man. We should not be comparing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You should not
You
be
should be
comparing yourselves
building,
to me.
like, yeah.
Right. A person that really has no life plan, I'm not saying that you're going to be like, oh, I got a 5 year, or 10 year, 20 year. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that, but a person who just really wants no growth or development, that's a red flag. A person that's a product of their environment, that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't go for hood dudes.
Right.
I don't. I want more. I'm not saying you got to be white collar, you got to be working at a
Mm-hmm.
corporation, but that's not what I'm going for. That's
Mm-hmm.
not me. Um, a person who's always out at the clubs and bars.
Oh,
You're
I can't
looking, you're
stand it.
seeking, you're searching for
Yeah.
something. That's a red flag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, what else? I can name a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you
Listen, you
go.
have.
I'm gonna let you
Listen, you have.
go.
Listen. I think you named a few that I've had written. I don't even have to name them.
Go ahead and name
Yes.
something.
Yes. But yeah, like the biggest ones for me, red flags are, like I said, crossing my boundaries. If I tell you I don't like you to do something, you're doing something to me, I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you, don't keep doing the shit. That's gonna trigger me. That's gonna
I
trigger
like
me.
that.
I'm gonna put my hands on you, and once I put my hands on you, it's a wrap. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Can I name a few more? I'm sorry.
Oh, sure.
The way that you treat people, not just women, but the way you treat people in general, like your reactions. Like, we can go to a fucking drive-in and you ordering something, like the way you treat people.
Mhm.
If you're not treating people respectfully, that's a red flag.
Or having like a negative aura.
Right,
You know what
a
I'm
negative
saying?
aura.
Yeah.
No emotional intelligence. That's a red flag. Not knowing how to read the room, not knowing how to conduct themselves as a man, that's a red flag.
Say it. Say it.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
The camera must be right here, not right here.
Mm-hmm.
Camera must be right
Mhm.
here. Okay. Okay.
So, is a red flag a deal breaker? Because I'm sorry, but you have some situations where you can learn from. You know what I'm saying? And you could grow, and because it teaches you, things that you didn't know, like upon your relationship, yourself, your partner. So I feel like some things you can, get through. But I feel like as far as like if you're trying to like manipulate, do any kind of like abuse to me, like that's something I can't
Right.
come back from.
I feel like most red flags are a deal breaker. Like what you mentioned, like the abuse and the aggression, that's a red flag for me. I'm not dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you bringing something out of me that I have not had to bring out in a long time.
Right.
If I don't have to do this with other men or other relationships that I've been in, you're the problem. It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
So aggression, abusive language. I don't deal with men calling me bitches, hoes. I don't go for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear a man call another woman a bitch or a hoe in my presence. You're not for me. Like, period.
Right.
So, like, certain things are a deal breaker. Being possessive, that's a deal breaker. There's like a lot of things, like they definitely can be deal breakers. I want to ask you a question. Do you feel like cheating is a deal breaker?
So, because I've been in a situation, so it was a situation where I thought that, okay, if I try and try and try, he'd come around. You know what I'm saying? He'd stop doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't work out. I feel like it is because you don't want to keep putting yourself through the same cycles. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't go into another relationship and he cheating. I'm done.
And that's true. I feel like it's a hard subject to speak on as a woman because I don't want men feeling like they can get away with anything. One thing I stay away from as a woman, I'm not telling a man my past traumas. I'm not saying, oh, I've been through this happened, because I feel like that's the roadmap to what they're able to do to you and what they feel like that you're going to take.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I don't talk about past relationships.
I don't do that.
When I'm dating somebody.
I'm not gonna say, oh, I've been cheated on and this, that, and the third. Like, I'm not going down that whole thing because they're gonna feel like, okay, shit, she been cheated on before. Like, she loved me. She showed me she loved me. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this because she done been through it before. She know what it's like. Like, she just stuck with that nigga. She gonna stick with me. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So I really don't go down that whole trauma roadmap with men. So it's a kind of a hard situation to speak on. I will say it depends. It really depends on how you cheat and how you're doing it. Men cheat differently than women, and we've had this discussion 1,000 times. Whether it's amongst ourselves or the internet, I feel like women cheat emotionally.
Right.
It's like, if we're cheating, like it's a real reason why we're cheating, and we're choosing someone who's worthy. We're not just choosing a bitch from the board that we just met because we mad and we want something. When men cheat, they can cheat in so many different ways. I just feel like it really. I don't tolerate no cheating. Let's get that right. I don't tolerate no cheating. You're not just going to be cheating on me and being in a relationship with me. But I will say this. If I was married at this present time and I'd have been with my man for 20 years, if something happens to where he cheats, it depends on what he's doing. Are you buying this bitch houses? Do you got this girl pregnant? Are you supporting her lifestyle? Or is it some pussy on the side?
Right.
Is it something that you just go to a quick little something? Because me, I know I got my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're not about to be getting no pussy baby. I got shit to do, baby. You need to have some stuff to do too. So it's just like, it really just depends on how it's done and who you are as a man and what you bring to my life. And if that's worth it, if that's worth us repairing the relationship, and it sounds cliche, we can go to therapy, we can like work through our problems, it's worth me keeping you in my life. If what you're doing is not worth me keeping you in my life, if you ain't paying no bills, I can support myself. But let's just keep it real. A woman needs to be taken care of. That's what we're here for. I don't care what nobody says. So if you're not really taking care of nothing for me, you're not doing nothing, and then you got the nerve to be cheating and then paying the bitch bill or car note or a light bill. I don't care if it's a motherfucking grocery store bill.
Right.
I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a bitch Netflix bill. I don't give a fuck if you sharing your Netflix with this hoe. If you're not really worth it in my life for me, like, you're gone.
Yeah.
Another red flag is if I met you and you've been a cheater in past relationships.
Yes.
I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah. Not at all. That it tells me you don't cheat on me.
Right.
I know what's up. Like, I'm cool. Let's see. So how many red flags are too many?
We don't go with the standard 3, but I can do 2. I can do 2 on the extreme side. I can do 2 on the extreme side. Like,
Yeah. 2, for me. Yeah. Like we said, like the control and abusive shit, like I'm cool on all that. Like, I can't deal with that.
Oh, you know something else we didn't mention?
What?
I would never procreate or be with a man who don't take care of their previous kids. That's a red flag. I don't care what story you telling me. The baby mama not letting me see him. Baby, go to the courts. Go to the courts. I'm not dealing with no man who's not taking care of their current kids, and I'm definitely not about to have a child with you and be thinking I'm better, I'm the better one, or I'm cuter, I got more going on, so he gonna take care of mine. No, take care of your kids. You're not about to be with me and you ain't taking care of your kids. I don't do that.
I can't stand it. And then it's always an excuse on why, you're not in your kids' life. Oh, my baby mama. Like, you sound like the bitch. You sound real bitter.
Right.
You sound like it's some things you need to handle.
That is so true.
But yeah, I can't handle it. Ooh, that was a good one. Yeah. I can't.
I can't do that.
And I feel like men, like, how can you hang with another man knowing he don't take care of his kids? Like,
I don't see that either. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Especially if you are a father that's involved in your kid's life. How can your best friend be like a deadbeat?
Right. I feel like as a woman, and I've seen different man groups. So if I'm wrong, feel free to comment, let me know your experience. However, I feel like with women, I'm a very direct person. Even with my friends, like, I'm gonna tell you like what's up. And if I know you, I know that you're able to have that conversation with me. And it's not going to be no bad blood. When it comes to relationships with me, I don't try to leave any room for like resentment or build up feelings. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to sit there and resent you because I didn't say what I needed to say and let you continue on. But I feel like with women in our relationship with our friends, we hold them more accountable than men do. Men will see their friend crashing out or doing BS. You know, they could be friends with a person that's married, they cheating on their wife, and they just like, shit, that's him. Like, you know, like, that's him.
Yep.
Or they take care of the kids, like, shit, that's them. But I just feel like
they
with
won't
women,
make themselves they won't hold them accountable for the shit that they do.
Right. With women, we are so much more forthcoming. And it really depends on, like, what friend group you're in. But I know me personally, like, I'm not trying to run your life. Do you live your life? But if I really love you and I really care about you and I feel like what you're doing is detrimental to your life or your relationship, like, I'm going to pull you aside, like, listen to me. Do what you want to do, but you got a good man at home. I don't really feel like you should be doing this.
Right.
Like, but you do what you want to do. Bitch, don't use me as an excuse. Right. Do what you want to do. Don't say I'm scared. Like, you know. But, like, I'm gonna tell you that. It's not like it's coming from love. I'm not judging you or looking down on you because I feel like I'm better, but it's just like, you got a good setup, bitch. You got a good setup going on right now. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I feel like we are...
Some people need that sometimes.
Right, they do.
Yeah. So I had a guy ask, like, when dating and sexting, like, is it a turn off when a guy sex you too soon? And I said, absolutely yes.
Yes.
It is such a turn off because I feel like, especially if we have a vibe, like, and I know, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to do it.
Right, you already have in your mind, like, what you want to do and stuff like that. So it's kind of like you're doing too much.
Yeah.
I feel the same thing. I'm not a person where I don't care how long I've known you. I'm not sending no pictures. Right. I'm not doing all that. If I want to send a pic or something like that, let that be on my time. Like, don't ever ask me. Yeah. Like, don't say to me, I'm not into that. Do what you say you're going to do when you see me. I don't want to hear it through text and all the rest of this stuff.
Yep. Like, that just shows me that you lack in, like, you know, you genuinely lack, like, a connection. Right. Like, you just want to sexually explore. You know what I'm saying? You're not into, like,
getting to know me as a person, as a woman.
So, like, that turns me off. I'll stop talking to you real quick.
Yes. That's how I am too.
I don't got time.
I don't like that.
I'm cool.
So I feel like you're lacking in your sex life. I feel like you have like a sexual demon attached to you. I feel like you have a lustful spirit.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
And then, you know, because I do, you know, my YouTube or whatever, and I talk about sex, it doesn't mean that I want to fuck.
Yes, people take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
like, don't come sliding in my, oh, what's up? Like, I'm cool. Like, just because I'm talking about sex doesn't mean, like I said, I want to have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about sex because, you know, we as friends, we have different sexual experiences, and so do everybody else. So let's talk about it. You know, sex is something that's uncomfortable to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to have those conversations.
Right.
Well, why not? Let's talk about it. So I offer my platform to talk about, you know, the uncomfortable things.
That's so true. It's like they will see you, and I have this problem a lot. Like, people will see you and they will stereotype you for what they think you are. But then when they get to know me, I'm totally different than what they're seeing me as. So I feel like they probably look at your platform, they see you, and they take you for that, and not to me like your heart, the person that you are.
Right.
They lead with that impression.
Right. Yep. What are your red flags?
I think I already said my red flags already. I feel like I named a lot.
No, for you, like, as you, like, are you, like, because I am analytical.
Me too.
I analyze, I overthink. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also, like, I set really high standards. I go off of facts. Like, I'm one of those. Like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're not pulling the wool over my eyes.
Right, yeah.
You know, Um, I'm very orderly, organized, so I need my man to match my same energies sometimes, but that can be a red flag for some men, you know. And like I said, I can have those controlling traits as well. Um, so that's a red flag, one of my red flags. And I can be passive aggressive. I'm very sarcastic at times.
That's me too.
But at the same time, you know,
passive aggressive in certain situations, like that's not going to be like the all day thing, everyday thing. Like I'm being passive aggressive, belittling you, but like I definitely can be passive aggressive in things that I feel like you should know. Yeah.
But yes. Don't come ask me stupid shit. Cause I'm gonna
I hate that. I hate that. Like, especially we've already
know the
spoke about
answer
it.
to this.
Like, why are you asking me? You just want to start a conversation. Ask me a different question.
Yep.
Yes. I feel like maybe my red flag may be in. I don't want to say current time, like present time, because I have been working on this and I identify within myself. It's just letting a man lead, because I've been so used to leading and I'm very independent. So I'm not really giving you the room to lead, because I know what I want and I'm going for it. But I feel like so many men, like I told you before, so many men need the room to lead. But there's also a lot of black men that don't know how to lead. But for the ones that do, I feel like they don't get the opportunity to. And they like cowered out to that, and they just be like, okay, like Shane, give me the opportunity. I'm gonna go ahead and take the back, the passenger seat, and just let the woman lead. I just feel like that. I know I need a very strong man.
Side. Yeah, I feel like that's a weak,
a weakness on the man side. Yeah.
I feel you. I'm an alpha female. I need a man, like I said, that can match my energy. I need an alpha female. And that can take, me being an alpha female, because I met a dude. He was like, I ain't never heard of an alpha female. I said, well, what kind of female are you with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. And then it kind of turned me off, because I feel like you were messing with the type of females that never
weak
told
women. And I hate to say it, like weak women, like some men prey on certain type of women, whether they're weak, insecure, they've been wounded. Like certain men prey on those type of women so they can take advantage of them. It's kind of like when you a 45-year-old man and you're not dating nobody in your age range, because they know what you about, they know you ain't about shit, you don't take accountability, you're not a real man, so you go and you get you a little 20-year-old because you can overpower her, like you can stand over her. She can look at you as if you have more accomplishments than her. Because no women in your age bracket are dealing with you for that very reason. And I feel like that's why a lot of men who are older, they date younger. But also we have to be honest with ourselves. When it comes to men, for some strange reason, they have like a wider window than women do. With women, it's like we in our prime, we have a certain type of age to get, certain type of man, and that goes away. But with men, they can be 50, 60 years old, catching a 23-year-old, and the bracket is wider for them. Yeah, basically, I agree. And for us, it's like, oh, we get a certain age, they looking at us like spoiled milk. Like, we don't have that same bracket, the time frame to catch men. And these women, they will go with these men at 65 and shit like that. They take care of them and stuff like that. So I just feel like I'm not saying that's bad. If you have an older man and you're a younger woman and they're doing what they're supposed to do, do cool. that. But I agree. Recognize the certain red flags. Don't be dumb. Certain things, the only reason why they're going after a younger one is because they can't get a woman of their stature and maturity, their age, because they're not doing something right. Yep. I feel you 100%. I feel you. Yeah. But see, I'm at an age, I'll be 40 in a couple years. Really? Yeah. But I've been like seeing myself with a younger guy. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. When I was younger, I was into the older, because they were mature, stable and all of that, So, but
these younger men, like, they getting
they're pulling their weight,
yeah.
baby. They're pulling their weight. And I feel like, like they've been taught right. Some of these young men have been taught right. They're pulling their weight. They're getting their careers. They're getting their accomplishments. They know how to take care of a woman and respect a woman. Yes. So y'all better look out.
Yes. I'm like, sure, I might have to go, a few years younger, I
don't mind. Like, listen, I said, like, when I get a little bit older, if I have to date younger, I will date younger. But it's also hard out here dating. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
It's hard dating out here.
Listen, I would try and meet new people and all that, and then once you lack like a good conversation, like I can't like not have a conversation. Like, so I feel like when I'm with somebody, I want to talk to you about everything but nothing, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? We talk about everything under the sun, but it's just like general conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, if I can't do that with you, I'm cool.
I'm not carrying a conversation on my back, and I'm big with that. Like, and I can talk about anything to anybody, black, white, orange. Yeah. 91, 14, 19. Whatever the age is, you get the point. But like, I can talk to anything about anybody. So that's a big thing for me. Like, I'm not carrying a conversation on my back. You better come with something. Yes. Like, be inquisitive. Yes. Want to know about me. I'm not just going to sit up here just asking you questions, and you're not saying nothing. I don't care how good you look.
Peeve. That's a pet peeve. Yeah, I agree. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you can't hold a conversation, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool. That's and you'll be surprised. A lot of like older men too just don't know how to have a conversation. And you know what something that bothers me too when dating? What? And the good morning, beautiful Texas. Do not text me to death. I can't do nothing with the text. You know what I'm saying? Please don't.
No, I don't want that automated text either. Like, I don't mind you texting me every morning and saying good morning, but let it be personalized. I don't want no good morning, beautiful. I hate the grand rising. Yeah. Don't hit me with that. Like, that's annoying as hell to me. Like, don't hit me with that.
They said people that hit you with the grand rising are toxic. What you think?
I think they do be. Like, they be hoteps. Like, like I'm not doing that fake ass shit. Like, don't. Just be real.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But, I wanted to get into some giveaways. So, I'm doing a giveaway, you guys. If you have a black Lustful Libations card with a QR code on it, listen, I got some things I'm going to give away. I got this spray that I got from...
This throat spray?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. It's called, what is it? Love Deeply.
Okay.
Deep throat numbing spray.
From Loveology. Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it yet. I plan on trying it soon. Okay. You would, listen, check me out on OnlyFans, Lustful Libations OnlyFans. You'll see me.
I'm going to add her OnlyFans.
Yes. But I am going to try it. So I'm going to give this away. And then I have some flip mints. Have you tried these?
No, I haven't. Like, what are they?
So it's supposed to make your mouth like super watery. Okay, it's a mint. So yes, I'm giving these away. If you have a black Lustful Libations card with the QR code on it, you are entered to win.
Please enter to win. Because I feel like these are some good giveaways. Yes. So enter to win, and we're going to send it to you.
So the throat spray I think I got from Lover's Lane. Yes. Yes, I love that store. Actually I got, a little robe from Lover's Lane.
Oh yes.
And then I got a little
because it's good quality.
Yes.
So let's talk about something real quick. So how do you feel about sex toys?
Sex toys?
Audience, let us know how you feel about sex toys in the comments.
Sex toys? I like sex toys.
Do you like dildos? Are you like a dildo girl?
I am not a dildo girl.
I'm not a dildo girl either. I like the real stuff. Like that little cute little clitoris vibrator, clitoral stimulation.
Something that I can use with my partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not a dildo person. Like, they look nice. That's about it. Give me the real deal.
How do you feel about like restraints and stuff like that?
Do not restrain me.
Would you restrain someone else?
Yes. I have like used handcuffs before.
Okay.
But I have had a partner. He was like, "You got me fucked up. You ain't putting no cuffs on me." Like, yeah, but you have some men that are not into
Right. The
handcuffs and
whole
stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, sex toys. I'm into sex toys in the bedroom.
Don't restrain me. I do feel the same. I will restrain. Like I can give you that dominatrix type vibe. I can do that for you.
Yeah.
That's what you want, baby. I can give it to you. I do have like a leash at home. I haven't used it yet.
Really?
And I've had it for a while.
So,
like I have like a little leash.
So would you rather him use a leash on you, or you want to use the leash on him?
I can do both.
Okay.
Because one thing I will say is, I don't want to change subjects, but with submission, I'm a person like, let me submit.
Okay.
You're not going to force me to submit. You're not going to spring that idea upon me. You're not going to be talking about submission every single day. Like, I'm going to naturally submit to you as a woman if I like you and I love you. And if things going great, you treat me how you're supposed to do, I'm going to naturally submit. So you don't have to like drill that into our heads.
Yeah, men don't understand that.
Right,
either.
like you don't have to do that. But once you start talking about it and you start trying to drill it into my head, I am going to naturally reject from it. That's just me. I don't like doing anything that somebody wants me to do because it's already in my head what I want to do.
Right.
So I can be naturally submissive, and I will use that with someone who like that makes me feel how I need to feel as a woman in my life. So I wouldn't be objective to using it. I wouldn't. Just bottom line, I wouldn't. I have some handcuffs too. I have a few little things like, but dildos are just like not for me.
Yeah.
I like the natural thing. I like the natural, the warmth of it, the feel of it, the grit of it, the girth, whatever you want to call it. Like that's what I like. I'm not really interested in like the toys. It does nothing for me.
Yeah. I feel the same way. It did. I want. So when I being penetrated, I want to feel a man's body on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like the toy is. It's just a no.
So what's your favorite position?
So I like to lay on my stomach.
And they slide in from the back. Okay. That's a juicy one.
Yes.
I like that one too. A lot of people they don't really do that position. Like I feel like in my past, like my sexual experience, a lot of people don't do that. I like the position where you're like we are on our back and then holding your legs up like a baby can't like they.
Okay.
You know they hold your legs up and they and they hold your legs up like I like that one. Yeah. I do. I feel like the back from the back is so cliche. Like it's like okay, like
yeah, it is.
That's so standard as missionary.
But when you on your stomach, and I feel like he could get it deeper and then get your A spot right there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Or yeah,
and then I like to wind it too.
Me too.
Because
that's how I like it from the side. Yes, from the side.
Yes. So because it kind of like when you wind it, throw them off. They be like, man, like hold on, and then it gets you wetter because you hitting the spots. So that's one of my favorites.
So what's the biggest dick you ever had? You don't have to say a size if you don't know. Like give me a demonstration. Like the thickest, like the biggest, like you could.
He was like at least he was 8 inches, but he had girth.
Yes.
Baby
I like the girth over the length anytime.
Yeah.
Have that thickness.
Yeah. But he had when I say he hit the cervix and his dick was so big to where I had to like just fuck him every few weeks. I can't fuck him like every
and it wasn't just the dick, it was his movements and how he moved. That's that's a lot to go into.
Because there has been times where I had sex with him and he had hit that A spot real smooth. But then it's been times where he hit that cervix and I'm just like,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a restaurant at this point.
Right.
I need entrees. I need sides. I need all of it. Yes.
Right. Yeah. I can't do too big of a dick. too big. Like I said, it's once every 3 months. And he would be like, I feel like you need to have sex with me at least 3 times a week. Your dick too big. Your dick too big. And like we were just seeing each other. You not my man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, no.
No, it's not gonna be all that. Yeah.
Nope.
I think.
No, thank you.
I got one.
Somebody said the girth give the fullness. I feel yes,
but also know how to move it, because you can also have a big dick and you don't know how to move it. Yes. You can also have a smaller, like a slimmer dick, and you know how to move it, like you know how to move your hips and you know how to like get in it.
I had a partner who had a smaller penis, but listen, he hit every motherfucking thing that he needed to hit. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like he just knew what the fuck he was doing. Even now, I salute you. You know who you are. But yeah, I give it to him. He knew what the fuck he was doing. I also had a big penis that he just missed the mark.
Yeah, one thing I don't allow someone to do. You're not gonna fuck me like a dog. You're not. Once that happens, like I'm very vocal on what I want and what's happening. Babe, you're like real quick with me. You're not gonna be fucking me like a dog. Like take that to the next bitch. Yeah, I'm not doing it. That's not her. No.
Yes. I can't stand that. I feel like you are not gonna have your way with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I pretty much set the tone. When it's that time.
What you
if I'm vibing with you and I feel like shit, I'm gonna let him have his way. That's when, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's like certain things. It's certain mannerisms like you just don't do when it's that time, and I'm not allowing that. I'm not allowing that. I have not had it. A lot of times, maybe one time, and that was it. You're not doing that. But like you said, you set the vibe on how you want the experience to be, and I feel like it's up to a man to follow that vibe and be like, you know, conscious on how you want things to go.
Yep, because you know, things can turn left real quick, especially when you're in an uncomfortable situation.
Yes.
No means no, stop means stop. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, things can turn left real quick. You might be in a situation he hitting too hard and you want him to stop and he just so into it. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna keep
like
going.
That, yeah, and that's rape right there. You know what I'm saying? And I had someone that was in that situation. I know somebody that was in that situation like that. And I'm like, well, what we gonna do? Like, we gonna ride? You know what I'm saying? Or like you from the police side, or like what we doing? Because that's rape. You know what I'm saying? That's rape.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me either. If I'm, you know, we're dating and we're, you know, sexually involved, and I'm telling you like, stop, hold on, like whatever, please respect it and do
respect that. That's a big thing. Have you ever had a threesome?
No.
You haven't? Okay.
So I had on my Pussy Monster episode, 2 guys, they told me a threesome with 2 men is a train, but that's the only way I have a threesome. So if it's a train, hey,
I feel like not all people think like that. Like I have a friend specifically who would want a threesome with 2 men. She never had a threesome before. Her ideal threesome would be with 2 men. I feel like I feel like the environment sets what it is. So the environment sets if it's going to be a train or if it's just like me.
Right.
One thing I would not want. I've had a threesome before. It's never been with 2 men. But the environment that I would not like is if y'all enjoying yourselves with each other more than y'all enjoy yourselves with me. I don't like that. I don't want y'all fucking on I don't want a bisexual threesome with a man. Not saying I want a threesome with a man, but if I was to have a threesome with 2 men, y'all
it's gonna be all about me. It ain't gonna be
it's not gonna be about y'all.
Shit, no.
It's not gonna be about y'all. It's gonna be us.
No. Yes, you can ask questions. You got a couple more minutes. I'm actually getting ready to wrap up.
Yes.
So if you have any questions, please.
And I got one more question for you too. So have you ever had a bad sexual experience, no matter what it was? Like, have you ever had a bad sexual experience?
Yes. I went on a date with this guy, and at the time, I had just started back dating, and he was a vibe. He was very attractive. Like he checked all the boxes. You know what I'm saying? And we were in his truck, just chilling, vibing, watching the movie, and he wanted to have sex. I really didn't want to have sex, but like it was so aggressive to he was so aggressive where I felt like, like you had to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Just to secure your safety in a way. Like so things don't go further, like
yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was very uncomfortable for me. After, like, when he dropped me off at home, like, it was one of them, one of them movies where she just scrubbing her motherfucking body did that, like her skin, rubbing the skin off, like that was me in the shower as soon as.
It's like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, it's okay, but we have situations, us as women, we have those type of situations, which is sad and fucked up. But it's also something like I could get, through it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was. I don't wish that on nobody. Yeah.
I feel like that too. I'll tell you mine. I feel like I have two. Like, one of my worst sexual experiences was with someone I was in a situationship with, and he was asking me to have sex all day, and I didn't want to have sex. And finally, I gave in so he could just like shut up. Like I wanted him. Like he had came to visit me, and the basis of our relationship was not sex. Like we did a whole lot of other stuff, but I just feel like today, like he was badgering me for sex, and I wasn't really up to it. So when I finally gave in, I felt like that he took all of his energy out from the day, from work, all of his aggression, and it was like an energy transfer to me, and it drained the fuck out of me to the point where 2 days, like my energy was drained. The place that we had sex at in my house, I didn't even want to go in there. I just felt like so depleted of energy, and I never had sex with him again after that day. That was 2 years ago. Never again.
Yeah. I'm big on like energies. Especially when people touch me, because I've been, one of them people, like I felt uncomfortable touch, when people were touching me. So I will, like, it's been times where people are trying to touch me and I'll pull away, because it transfers the energy.
I don't I'm big on that. I'm big on energy. I feel like the second other bad experience was similar to yours. I had a horrible night. When I say my night was horrible, my night was horrible. My car had just blew up. Literally. My car blew up.
Flames blew up?
Blew up. Flames blew up.
Girl.
Blew up. And we were out and about. We were at the bar. And I was with my homegirl and I was with her male best friend. And we ended up going back to her house and everything. And I was crying. I was emotional. I'm not going to lie to you. I peed on myself because I was trying to run back to my car and the firefighter's like, no, you can't go in there. But I had like some stuff in there. Like I had my iPad. I had like some different things. And I had like literally fell and I had like crashed. I had messed up my knee. My knee was like, my knee bones was broken. And it was like a horrible night. So I went back to her house and I woke up, like she was in the bed with me, like we were just sleeping like friends do. She was in the bed with me, but I woke up to her male best friend eating my pussy. That's not something that I was aware of, not something that I wanted.
Right.
And I felt like how you felt, like, because I did
violated.
I did not want the situation to escalate. I don't know. Why did she leave me by myself? It kind of went on from there. I was not a willing participant, but I was a participant out of the environment that you created for me when I wasn't aware. I was drunk. It's not something that I wanted. And that's like another.
Don't think of it like you was a willing participant. No, you weren't.
I was not.
You weren't aware. Like, so don't think of it as that. He was a fucking creep.
Yes.
And he's trifling and disgusting and should be up under somebody's jail.
He really should. And I wish I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a whole other, lustful libations conversation, But yeah, it's sad that we have those types of situations, like I said. It's just a lot of creeps and weirdos, and they just, and I feel like a lot of them have like mother issues and shit, so they treat women, the way that they
for
do.
sure.
Somebody asked, what's the ideal partner for an alpha type of woman? Because not a lot of guys don't listen.
Good question.
I think that like we said, we need like a man that matched our, personalities. So we need that alpha male. Like, you know what I'm saying? That man that can lead and guide us, and build. Just like no weak niggas. Period. And no weak ones. But yeah, for me, that's how I feel. How about you, Shantae?
I feel the same way. Like, I want someone who's driven, who's like ready to lead. They've led before. Like, as long as you're driven, you're ready to lead, you've had experience with women, and you've learned from it. Not just taking it as nagging, but you really learn from the experiences that you had with women. But as long as you're ready to lead, you're driven, and you know how to take care of stuff. I don't want to have to be the wife that has to make all the phone calls because you don't know how to communicate. I'm not a secretary. Like, I want you to be able to take the lead and do stuff. Like, I know some women want to be the person, just give me the money, I'll pay the light bill, this, that, and the third. It's certain things I don't want to have to worry about. I don't want to have to worry about making your doctor's appointments or calling the bank because you don't know how to have proper communication and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to be that wife.
Right.
So, like, that's a major turn on for me. Like, you know how to handle situations and regular civilization. Like, you know how to, like, handle situations, whether it's customer service, whether we at a restaurant. Like, you know how to speak up. I don't have to always be that voice of reason and speak up and use my words. Like, it definitely starts there. And then also just, like, if we have children, you become a father. Like, what type of father figure you are in our children's life. Like, not just putting food on the table, paying bills. Being a father is more than that. I don't give a fuck about the money. We need your presence in this household. We need you here. We need you guiding us and guiding your children. And don't get me wrong, I don't need guidance, but I will submit to you and receive your guidance. Yeah. And I want you to take me where we need to go. But I'm always going to be like your partner, and I'm going to be on your right side, and I'm going to have my input as well. So I feel like that has a lot to do with it. Like, a father figure. Like, like how you are with your friends and with your family. Like I said, like that takes big consideration. Like, and you know what? They say birds of a feather flock together. I don't really believe that. Exactly. I don't really necessarily believe all of that, but like, if you have homeboys and all they're doing is hanging on the block, hanging on the corner, they're not doing shit with their life, they're at the bar every fucking weekend, they can't sustain their relationship, like, they into different things, they popping pills and shit like that. I'm zero on drugs. You can smoke you some weed, you can drink you some liquor. I ain't got time for all of the drugs. Stuff like that. Like,
I'm not for that either.
Yeah, I just want you to be able to know who you are at this time of life. I'm not going to say know who you are permanently because we're constantly growing. Like I said, I want somebody to grow with. But know who you are and know what you want and know how to lead a strong woman or know how to lead a woman, period.
Right. So I hope that answers your question.
I hope so too.
Right. So make sure you join us next week. We're going to do a little Q&A. What you want to talk about? On Lustful Libations, what you would like to see on Lustful Libations. We always doing something, Also, coming April, I need all the rappers to hit me up. Some Cleveland rappers?
I might know
because I want to, a lot of rappers, we, as, us as women and fans, and we be like, oh yeah, you know, he turns me on.
Mm-hmm.
But we also wants to know, like, we want to see your sensual side, like what you like. How are you in the bedroom? Let's talk about it.
Right.
Okay. So please hit me up. Okay. Either on Instagram at lustful_libations, or you know you can email at lustfullibations23@gmail.com, and you know I will hit you back. Okay. Shante, thank you for coming.
You're welcome, babe. I was happy to be
you know
here.
you can come anytime. Anytime.
I will be back, y'all.
Listen, stay tuned, okay? On Lustful Libations. I hope you are over there good and drunk, because I know I'm a little buzzed over here. So I love you and be safe, okay? Until next time.